It's what's happening right now. This is Mornings with Simi.
Any parent who has a child who struggles with a learning disability knows how hard it is to get and to access help, and also how potentially expensive it can be. That's why this morning we're talking about a new program from the Learning Disability Society called Early Risers. Rachel Forbes is the executive director with the society and joins us now. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning, Simi. Thank you for having us here this morning.
Well, thanks for being here. First off, tell me about the work that the Learning Disability Society does.
The Learning Disability Society is a nonprofit charity. We've been around for just over 50 years now, and we work with all children and youth who have suspected or diagnosed learning disabilities or learning differences, and we help support them to transform their lives by giving them one-to-one educational support, small group support, social emotional learning, and a whole host of comprehensive programming that can support them, setting them up for success in the future, and to support their families and understanding how to advocate for them.
So how can parents kind of access the help of the society? How does that work?
We take referrals and we take direct applications from families. So you can go to our website, which is ldsociety.ca, or you can give us a call, 873-8139. That's 604-873-8139. And we're happy to speak with you about the potential needs of your child and to see which of our programs might be a good fit. We have a very qualified intake team that can help do informal assessments and get information from you or information that you may have collected already about your child's learning and development.
Right. This sounds like an amazing resource for parents out there. But tell me about this Early Risers program.
Early Risers is our new early education and intervention program for children aged 3 to 5. And what's really exciting about Early Risers is we're able to work with children, as early on as we can to identify any potential learning and development challenges that they might be having, work with them and their families, their parents, their guardians, to understand what those learning challenges are and to help give the resources and support and understanding to families to make sure that those children are set up for success, in their preschools if they're there, or going into school and school readiness. And I know a lot of that is on families' minds right now with all the disruptions in schools due to COVID and with kindergarten registration happening in most districts right now this month as well. So we've assembled a team of early childhood professionals, from speech and language pathologists, occupational therapists, behavioral interventionists, a kindergarten teacher, and early childhood educators to really give a comprehensive expert understanding of each child's learning and their needs and how to best set them up for success going into school.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because these kids, so they would have been 3, I guess, or so when the pandemic started. So they've had quite a dramatic impact. And do we think that we want them to start school on the right track, right? So they're going to need some help probably.
Of course, yeah. I mean, we're definitely seeing, as I know you've talked about on the show before, the impacts of COVID in this generation of kids. We're seeing it in all the generations of kids, but in a lot of our early learners that we're working with, they've not been able to be in preschools or daycares even. They've not had the small group socialization that we often really rely on in that age cohort to develop social skills that really help when you go into a kindergarten classroom with, one teacher and up to 20 students at a time. It's a very different environment that we want to be able to prepare children for, to make sure that they feel confident about school and they're excited about school. It's not something that is causing them stress or anxiety, and it's something that they feel like that, they're on par with their peers and they're happy to be learning.
What brings a parent to you and to the society? What kind of things might they have noticed with their child?
Yeah, Early Risers is literally for any child. I have 2 kids under 5 myself, and so I've found the resources of the program to be very enlightening, just to really better understand the learning and development of my child and be able to access the experts that we have. But there are certainly more specific things that you might have noticed in your child, things like independent skills, whether or not they've been able to interact, in particular in an educational setting or a group class setting on their own, or do they have some more attachment issues? Do they have growth and fine motor skills issues or challenges? The parent might have concerns about speech delays or speech impediments or language development. They might have concerns about a child's ability to communicate their feelings, their wants, their needs, or their ability to share and connect with others. So any of those things, or just really an interest in being able to learn more about your child, can bring you to us at this age. And like I mentioned, we do have a team of very qualified intake professionals that can help
and what
the parent understand which program is right for them.
Right. And what kind of a difference can it make then, Rachel, if we say, okay, we're recognizing this in a 3 to 5 year old, what kind of an impact can that have on their education moving forward?
The earlier that we can help support a child and their family, the better the outcomes are. So I think you've probably spoken about some of the statistics that can happen when learning disabilities are left untreated or unmitigated. And these are things, learning disabilities, they're often invisible in our population, but there's at least 1 in 10 children are challenged with a learning disability. So it's not something that anyone should feel as stigmatized or anything. It's something that can affect all of us and does not have to have an impact on the educational and the success of a child. So, but without support, and the earlier we can get that support, the better. But without support, there are a lot of dire statistics around 40% of adolescents can drop out of high school without a treatment for their learning disability. 60% of adults with learning disabilities face unemployment challenges, and 75% of people who experience homelessness and criminalization also suffer with untreated learning disabilities.
That's a huge number, isn't it?
It is. It's staggering, but I mean, the wonderful thing is that we do have solutions to this, and we can change those statistics. And the earlier we can support those vulnerable learners in our community, the better we can change that trajectory, make school, make social interactions a positive experience, and ensure a transformed lives for everybody.
Well, sounds like a plan to me. Rachel, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us, and we look forward to seeing some people calling us and applying for early risers.
I hope so, too. That's Rachel Forbes, Executive Director of the Learning Disabilities Society. Check out their website for more information about them and about the Early Risers program. Early intervention is key. We've got a very critical time now with, kids entering school that have been fully kind of immersed in COVID the last couple of years, and here they are starting into a brand new system. So check out their website, the Learning Disabilities Society, for more information on that.
This